talking about a little bit, just like what we were just discussing.
Squeeze in a little bit. All right, go.
Oh, we got a cameraman. Can he handle it? There you go.
But I want to get it so we can hear you guys, and the microphone might not pick you up from too far away.
I don't think everybody has to be in it
Yeah.
at once, right?
No, so whoever talks, I'll focus
that's
on.
fine. That's great.
I am a professional.
That's smart, yeah.
All right, go ahead. So we're sitting here at Steak and Shake after the Bitcoin conference. I'm sitting here with all these freaking sage guys, and we got Rajat, Jor, Jerry Loves Freedom, Kevin. This is really amazing, and you were just talking about like what if Bitcoin goes really crazy, like $1 million or something really hot. And I'm like, well, what are we gonna, we'd say, well, we've been telling you that this is gonna happen, and now you're like, how did that happen? Why is it like that? And I'm just thinking that we kind of need to have an explanation for people, just because they're gonna be like, what? Because they don't, they see, all they see is the price. So Rajat, you were explaining some things that I would love for you guys to chime in on. Rajat, go ahead and take it away for this.
I think the most important thing is that this is the only thing that's truly finite, right? There's no way to increase the supply. Like on the other end, we have the US dollar, right? When we denominate things in the US dollar, the price will always go up no matter what, right? More dollars can be created, more dollars can be added to the economy. More dollars will always chase Bitcoin, but more Bitcoin can't be produced. That's it. So even if you get in at $1 million, you're still early. Even if you get in at $10 million, you're still early. As long as somebody's willing to accept fiat for your Bitcoin, or as long as somebody's willing to accept fiat for their Bitcoin, if they're willing to give you Bitcoin for fiat, you're still early.
What does Jerry think? The king of Vegas himself.
Well, I 100% agree with that. But I think in the future, looking back today, we're going to see that the Satoshis per dollar was just so cheap, right? They're giving this stuff away. It should be the reverse, right? We should be getting $900 per one Satoshi versus the other way. And I think it's all about the Satoshi. You guys already know I talk about that. But he's spot on, man. As long as you can trade in US dollars for Satoshis, I mean, again, they're just printing them. We saw the Coinbase commercial, right? They're printing out shipping containers full of dollars. And there's only one shipping container with this real money. So you knowing that and everybody telling everybody about that, then we're just way early.
Yeah.
I think there's two reasons. The money printer, obviously every dollar they print, Bitcoin goes up, that's one. But the second one is the demand, the awareness, and the understanding of Bitcoin. Because if you were in that conference today, 30,000 people, and you look back 5 years ago, it was a fraction of that, right? And all that is people understanding what this asset is. So the money printer and demand going up will make this thing go up forever. And I think it's going to be a combination of both. And I think it's actually the understanding that's going to be the real driver of it. Because if they print more money, that's going to make everything else more expensive. And even if you have Bitcoin there, you're still going to be paying that inflation rate. But as more and more people understand this asset, that's what actually really drives up the purchasing power in a real way, not artificially because of money printing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, the purchasing power.
Because more people want Bitcoin for the things that they're willing to sell, right? They're getting value for the value that they have, and the value that they have is constantly decreasing in terms of the value that you're willing to give them, right? And more people are competing to sell you the same things. Think about it. If you have a table, like this table, for example, anybody can create one, right? Anybody can make a whole business. They can start a factory where they're making tables on demand.
Yes.
Right? But you can't do that with Bitcoin, right? So this table today might be worth, what, 100,000 Satoshis? But at some point, the number of people who have 100,000 Satoshis who want tables are going to run out. So what that means is the price has to come down.
Get to 1 million sats.
That's it.
Get to 1 million sats. Any wrap up kind of advice? You got Jerry. Get to a million sats.
In cold storage.
In cold
Do that
storage.
first. Get to 1 million sats. or put 1% of your savings slash portfolio into Satoshis, whichever number is higher. And the reason I say that is because if you're quote unquote saving in dollars, you're losing. Period in the story. And if you're investing, the only reason you're investing is because your money's broken. Right? So the combination of those two, if you can't put 1% into the hardest money in the world, what are you investing for anyways? What are you saving for anyways? So get to 1% of those two things, or 1 million Satoshis, whatever comes, whichever's higher. Then get to your 100 hours of studying. Once you get your 100 hours of studying, then you can go and say, okay, I can level up off the million sats I got, and go up and say, okay, I can keep up my sats to my knowledge. Okay, right? And then we'll do the rest.
Eventually, that 1% is going to be 99%.
Absolutely.
That's the crazy part. That's the craziest part of it. That 1% is going to go to 99%. Then it's going to go to 99.9%. It's going to go to 99.99%. Even if you add no more.
Yep.
Insane.
Yep.
I'd say for anybody out there watching this, if you are somebody who understands Bitcoin, do not underestimate the power that you have, because it's going to be up to you to help people understand it, which is the real driver. The demand here and everything that happens is going to be done by us. So if you got an understanding of it, do anything that you can to push this thing forward.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I would just say buy Bitcoin, study Bitcoin, buy more Bitcoin.
Nice.
A good friend of mine once told me that that buying Bitcoin is basically the closest thing to buying back time. And the more that you can accumulate, the more time you're gonna have on your side.
Nice.
Buy.
Love it.
I've heard that.
Time, leverage,
Yeah,
and truth.
you know, get off zero. It's you've got no say in it at all if you don't have any.
Join the team.
Join the team. Join the team.
It'll
It's a
run
team
away-
effort, baby. It's a
It'll
team
run away
effort.
without you. It doesn't. Bitcoin doesn't care. It doesn't care if you have none, right? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't care.
It'll keep going. It'll keep rolling.
One
Regardless
more
of what you
thing.
have.
One more thing. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save.
Yeah.
And that's Bitcoin.
There you go.
I don't know, brother. I don't know.
See you next year.
Okay.